Hello, my name's Matthew from Pump and Valve. Today I wanted to talk to you about the different diaphragm designs that are available from Wilden. So on the table here in front of me, I've got three designs. This is your traditional pie shape. This is what they call the Ezi-Fit. And this is what they call the Chem-Fuse diaphragm. So a bit more detail about each option. This is called a pie-shaped diaphragm because it literally looks like a pie crust. When Jim Wilden invented the diaphragm pump way back in 1955, he made a rubber diaphragm that looked like this. They found today that going to a TPE diaphragm or a thermoplastic elastomer, it's quite a superior material to work with. It's a lot cheaper, but they still made it in the traditional pie shape. The reason they went to an Ezi-Fit diaphragm is they discovered that with these pie-shaped diaphragms, after they'd been working and in service for quite some time, the shape they assumed was of that. So what some bright spark at Wilden decided was that if he moulded a diaphragm in this shape here, it would be far easier to install on the pump. With the traditional diaphragms, you can put diaphragm number 1 in quite easily. When you get to the other side of the pump, you need to invert this first diaphragm, and you can see I'm pushing fairly hard here with my fingers, and I can't even invert that. So this, by comparison, because it's moulded in the neutral position, was much easier to install. You put the diaphragm in one side, put the diaphragm in the other side, there's no need for inversion. One of the side effects they found was that the diaphragm life, the flex life on this diaphragm was significantly longer than that of the pie shape. So at Wilden, how they rate their diaphragm life is they take a rubber neoprene diaphragm and they say that has a flex life of 1, so I don't have one here pictured, but just imagine there is. This here has a flex life of 1.7 or 70% longer than the standard neoprene diaphragm, which by the way used to be the gold standard for rubber diaphragms. The Ezi-Fit diaphragm has a flex life rating of 4.5, so it'll last 350% longer than your original neoprene diaphragm. And over here we have this Pure-Fuse diaphragm. One of the key things about this diaphragm here is that the outer diaphragm plate has been built into the diaphragm, and there's a number of key benefits here. Number one is that there's no dead spot behind the outer diaphragm plate, so there's no bug trap, so it's a lot cleaner. Second thing is, if you're one of the companies out there, particularly pharmaceutical companies, where you're stripping apart a pump after every batch and then manually cleaning it down, this is far easier to disassemble and clean down. And then the really key thing about this, when they did their flex life testing on it, this diaphragm here lasted 10 to 15 times the life of a standard neoprene diaphragm. So we've got, this has a flex life of 1.7, this has a flex life of 4.5, and this has a flex life of 10 to 15. So if you're looking to maybe change up your diaphragm life, get some better performance, speak to one of the team. We're very happy to look into your individual applications and help you out where required. Thank you.